In today's lesson, we'll be learning how to multiply polynomials. When multiplying a binomial by a binomial, you can use something called FOIL. The F stands for first, the O stands for outer, the I stands for inner, and the L stands for last. You first want to multiply the first term in each set of brackets. Then you want to multiply the outer term in each set of brackets. Then you want to multiply the inner term in each set of brackets. And finally, you want to multiply the last term in each set of brackets. And that is how you can multiply a binomial and by a binomial using FOIL. In our first example, we want to expand and simplify x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 5. The first thing you want to do is rewrite the question. X plus 2 multiplied by x plus 5. We're going to use the FOIL technique to expand these terms. First terms gets multiplied, outer terms get multiplied, inner terms get multiplied, last terms get multiplied. We're going to look at our first terms. X multiplied by x is x squared, because when you multiply powers with the same base, you add the exponents. Now I'm going to multiply my outer terms. X multiplied by positive 5, that's going to give me positive 5x. Now I'm going to look at my inner terms. Positive 2 multiplied by x. That will give me positive 2x. Now I'm going to look at my last terms. Positive 2 multiplied by positive 5. That gives me positive 10. At this point, we need to simplify these terms, which means we need to collect like terms. Here we have positive 5x, and over here we have positive 2x. These are considered like terms because they have the same variable with the same exponent. So let's go ahead and simplify that. That simplifies to positive 7x, and everything else stays the same. Therefore, our final answer is x squared plus 7x plus 10. I'm going to zoom out to show you all the work that was done for this question. In our second example, we want to expand and simplify 3x plus 7 multiplied by x minus 5. Our first step is to rewrite the question. 3x plus 7 multiplied by x minus 5. We want to use the FOIL technique. First terms get multiplied. Outer terms get multiplied. Inner terms get multiplied, and last terms get multiplied. Let's look at our first terms. 3x multiplied by x is 3x squared. Let's look at our outer terms. 3x multiplied by negative 5. That's going to be equal to negative 15x. Now let's look at our inner terms. Positive 7 multiplied by x gives me positive 7x. And we're going to look at our last terms. Positive 7 multiplied by negative 5. That is going to give us negative 35. At this point, we want to collect like terms. Negative 15x and positive 7x are considered like terms. Therefore, we need to simplify that. The 3x to the power of 2 stays the same. Negative 15x plus 7x is equal to negative 8x. The negative 35 stays the same. Therefore, our final answer is 3x squared minus 8x minus 35. In our third example, we want to expand and simplify negative 2 multiplied by 4x minus 5 multiplied by 7x minus 6. This question is a little bit different than our previous questions, but we're going to attack it in a similar fashion. Again, the first thing you want to do is rewrite the question. Negative 2 multiplied by 4x minus 5 multiplied by 7x minus 6. You'll notice that there is a negative 2 in front of these two binomials. We want to ignore this negative 2 right now. We'll deal with it later. What I want to do now is use my FOIL technique. I'm going to multiply my first terms, then my outer terms. I'm going to multiply my inner terms, and then my last terms. As I've said before, I'm going to leave my negative 2 alone. I'm not going to do anything to it. Therefore, I'm going to multiply my first terms. 4x multiplied by 7x is 28x squared. I'm going to multiply my outer terms. 4x multiplied by negative 6, that is negative 24x. Now I'm going to multiply my inner terms. Negative 5 multiplied by 7x is negative 35x. And last but not least, I'm going to multiply my last terms. Negative 5 multiplied by negative 6 is equal to positive 30. And I'm going to close these brackets. Just like the previous questions, you want to simplify some of these terms. Therefore, we should collect like terms. Negative 24x and negative 35x are considered like terms because they have the same exponents and the same variables. So let's go ahead and collect those. Everything else stays the same. Negative 24x subtract 35x is negative 59x, and the 30 stays the same. Now we have to deal with this negative 2. Since this negative 2 is in front of a pair of brackets, that means we have to use the distributive property. Therefore, this negative 2 multiplies everything within the brackets. Let's go ahead and use this distributive property. Negative 2 multiplied by 28x squared is negative 56x squared. Now, negative 2 multiplied by negative 59x is positive 108x. And last but not least, negative 2 multiplied by positive 30 is equal to negative 60. Therefore, our final answer is negative 56x squared plus 118x minus 60. In our fourth example, we want to expand and simplify 2 multiplied by x plus 7 multiplied by x minus 3, subtract 4x plus 3 multiplied by 2x minus 1. This question looks complicated, but is really just a combination of our previous examples. Again, the first thing you want to do is rewrite the question. So 2 multiplied by x plus 7 multiplied by x minus 3, subtract 4x plus 3 multiplied by 2x minus 1. We want to ignore this 2 and this subtraction sign temporarily. We're going to revisit them later. But first, we're going to use FOIL for both of these sets of binomials. I'm going to multiply my first terms, then I'm going to multiply these outer terms. I'm going to multiply the inner terms, and then I'm going to multiply these last terms. I'm going to do the exact same thing over here to the right. I'm going to multiply the first terms, outer terms, inner terms, and last terms. We're going to expand these binomials now. So x times x is x squared. X multiplied by negative 3 is negative 3x. Positive 7 multiplied by x is positive 7x. Positive 7 multiplied by negative 3 is negative 21. I'm going to close those brackets. Again, I'm not going to touch this negative sign yet. I'm going to expand the binomials over to the right. 4x multiplied by 2x is 8x squared. 4x multiplied by negative 1 is negative 4x. Positive 3 multiplied by 2x is positive 6x. And positive 3 multiplied by negative 1 is negative 3. I'm going to close those brackets. Before we continue, let's collect like terms. Negative 3x and positive 7x are like terms. Negative 4x and positive 6x are like terms. Therefore, let's simplify that before we continue. Remember, everything stays the same. I'm only changing the things that I am simplifying. So negative 3x plus 7x is positive 4x. Negative 4x plus 6x is positive 2x. At this point, I'm going to deal with the positive 2 and this negative sign. Remember, when you have a number in front of a pair of brackets, you need to use a distributive property, which means everything inside the brackets gets multiplied by that number. A lot of students forget that over here, you actually have a negative 1. However, we don't write the 1 in. But you also need to do the distributive property. So you're distributing this negative 1 to everything within the brackets. You're multiplying everything by negative 1, essentially. Let's go ahead and do that. So 2 multiplied by x squared is 2x squared. 2 multiplied by positive 4x is positive 8x. 2 multiplied by negative 21 is negative 42. Now over to the right, we want to multiply everything in the brackets by negative 1. Negative 1 multiplied by 8x squared is negative 8x squared. Negative 1 multiplied by positive 2x is negative 2x. Negative 1 multiplied by negative 3 is positive 3. At this point, we want to simplify this expression. We want to collect like terms, but let's identify like terms. 2x squared and negative x squared are like terms. Positive 8x and negative 2x are like terms, and negative 42 and positive 3 are like terms. I like to use different symbols under these terms. You can use a pencil crayon and underline them with different colors, or you can use a highlighter. That is up to you. That is a strategy that can help you organize these terms a little bit better. So let's go ahead and organize 2x squared minus 8x. That simplifies to negative 6x squared. We're going to collect terms of positive 8x and negative 2x, and that is going to give me positive 6x. And I'm going to collect the terms of negative 42 and positive 3, and that is going to give me negative 39. Therefore, my final answer is negative 6x squared plus 6x subtract 39. As you can see, we are not doing anything new. We are merely combining many different examples that we saw beforehand into one question.